So this, standing before you ladies and gentlemen, is E, the man of the hour, and also my former penitentiary dorm mate. Please take note of the hyper-aware eyeballs and the unsettled body language, and it should be plainly obvious that E is someone who loves to steal. And maybe it's a bit unfair to say he loves stealing, because when it gets done as compulsively as he does it, it's probably because he was raised by a mom who would send him to the store to steal ketchup and then beat his ass because he didn't have the initiative to also steal the mustard. See, this all started when E burglarized the entire block. So one day we all line up to go to chow. And since Lorraine Correctional is a level 3 controlled movement facility, chow is mandatory. I mean, they can't force you to eat when you get there, but your ass must go. And that goes for everybody. Well, everybody except E's thieving ass. See, not only was E a thief, but he was also a scavenger. Thieves are typically opportunists who only react when an opportunity to steal presents itself, whereas scavengers actively find opportunities to steal in things most of us discard as being useless or benign. Like walls, for example. Surely we need them, but fuck a wall at the end of the day. He's the kind of guy who sees a wall and thinks, I should check to see if there's a secret tunnel behind there. And here's the thing, his kleptomaniac ass actually found one. So right before the block would head out for chow, E's deviant ass would climb up into his little secret cubbyhole, wait for everybody to leave, then come out and start a goddamn crime spree. So while we all down at the chow hall listening to radicalists talk shit about pork and those of us who love eating it, pause that shit all you want, E's back at the block peacefully and patiently stealing every envelope he can get his hands on. He even stole my shit, and we supposed to be cool. And when we all got back from chow, he'd simply slip back into his hiding spot and come back out when the time was right. And why envelopes, you ask? Great question. Because playing second only to tobacco, envelopes are the strongest and most traded currency in the prison system.
Not here.
So we get back from chow, and it doesn't take long before the block is in an immediate uproar. Not only did E steal all the envelopes, he stole all the goddamn cigarettes too. Wiped out the prison euro and the prison dollar in about a half hour. Straight up devastated the local prison economy. Nobody knew who did it yet, but everybody wanted whoever did it to die. I even heard the CEO say, yeah, whoever did this need they ass whooped. It is about to go down. Thing is, I only got about 5 envelopes stole from me, so I'm not even really too worried about it for real. But I am worried about getting this goddamn turkey tetrazzini out of my teeth. So in the middle of the melee, I hit the bathroom to go brush them clean. I get in there like, finally, a moment. Yo, G, man, who the fuck? I look up and see E's thieving ass eyeballs through the vent. Yo, you gotta help me, G. I'm stuck. I'm like, I got you, bro, but it's gonna cost you. I need 20 of them lopes and 10 of them packs of smokes. I know you got them. He up there like, I got you as soon as I get out. Nah, man, I need them now. Soon after I made those demands, all my goodies came falling from the vent like a beaten pinata. He gave me the instructions to find the tunnel, which I listened to carefully. Told him to give me 5 minutes and I'ma get him out for sure. So I hurriedly get back to my bunk, covertly stash all my newly gained items while everybody was still freaking out, then laid my ass down, opened up a book, and totally forgot about E's thieving ass. That sack of shit stole from me. Fuck that guy. You on your own, dirtbag. I'm supposed to be shipping out to my permanent facility in a couple of days anyway. And E's ass is grass, he just don't know it yet. After he gets caught, I'll never see him for the rest of my life. Next thing you know, I hear shrieking coming from the bathroom that I just walked out of. CO, I'm burning up. I'm burning up. Haha. He must have been in, on, or near a heating duct or something because it sounds like his ass is getting cooked. And that's exactly what happened. But eventually the COs get him out, cuff him, recover all the stolen items, except mine of course, and sent E straight to the hole. It was beautiful. So long, E, but it took me a lot longer for me to leave Lorraine than 2 days. Like 2 months longer. By the time I arrived at my permanent facility, E was the last thing on my mind. The only thing remaining of his memory was the cachet of contraband I got from him right before he almost got cooked alive. So I'm just out there in the yard, happy to be breathing fresh air, free enough to roam, looking for familiar faces, and that's when I saw those same damn hyper-aware eyeballs looking right back at me. Man, ain't no way in hell that's E, and that's exactly who it was. I'm sitting here watching him close the distance on me, muscles all tight, fists clenched, waiting for him to swing on me for what happened at the vents, and maybe I kind of deserve it. I'm thinking, damn, I'm about to get in a fight on my first day here. So I start reaching in my pocket because I figured the best thing to do would be to just stab him with my pencil and make a run for it. But to my surprise, he came with no smoke at all. He genuinely just came over to apologize. Holy shit. Apparently, while I was still stewing in Lorraine, he had been shipped off to Lake Erie Correctional and continued his passion of thievery until he found himself surrounded by the Muslim Brotherhood. And they did what Muslims do best. They enlightened E on the internal and external spiritual risks of stealing from your brother, while also indirectly threatening his life. And that new leaf being, I only steal from the state now, bro. So I got burger patties straight out the kitchen for $1. What's up? Yep, E had made an oath to himself and a promise to the Muslims that he would only steal from the state from here on out, which I thought was amazing and a real sign of interpersonal growth on E's behalf. Super proud of this guy. Well, in that case, let me get 10 of them bitches. Should have seen his face when I pulled out the same cigarettes he gave me at the vent back at Lorraine. Remember these? So a couple of months go by and I'm pretty sure I'm one of E's best customers. I get a burger patty off him at least every other day. It was a glorious time. E had the whole block buying off him too. He was cool with everybody except my bunkie, the walking cliche. Early 50s, bald, half a handlebar mustache that screamed biker, and eyeballs that screamed straight up racist. He didn't just dislike E, he despised his entire purpose. So instead of minding his business that paid him in peace and quiet, he spent his time throwing snide looks our way during our hamburger transaction. He'd sit there stewing and watching the handoffs like he was the moral compass of the block or some shit. It was irony at its finest. I found out my bunkie wasn't just a hater, he was starving. The guy was indigent, no family, no money, no support. His kitchen job was his only lifeline because it came with the one thing he actually cared about, a second tray with every meal. And E's burger patty business had just recently threatened to put an end to my bunkie's entire food situation. See, E was a kitchen worker too, and one of E's kitchen stashes had just been busted by the COs. And since none of the inmates were talking, the administration could play the only card they had. They announced that if no one came up with any information, those second trays that my bunkie depended on so much would be canceled indefinitely. Subscribe, motherfuckers.